Alright, this is a tutorial for exercise number 2 in the 2D CAD book. Alright, so this is what we're going to be drawing, and it's not very difficult. It's pretty simple if you know all the right commands to use. So let's get started, and as we do, I want you to notice down here, it's blue, so it's turned on. This means the drawing grid is turned on, and it may be a little hard to see, but there is a grid pattern in the background that is turned on. If I click that, it will turn off, and it's just a blank black screen here. So I'm going to click that and turn it back on, and it is set to half-inch increments by default. I'm going to click this drop down and go to snap settings. So the snap is not on right now, but it's set to 0.5, and the grid is on, and it's set to 0.5. I'm going to click OK. So right here is the snap mode. So if I were to draw a line, L, enter, I could start anywhere. I could start right in the middle, in between the grid lines, and draw lines. But I want it to snap to the grid points that are half-inch, because in the tutorial, that is what we need to do to get this thing drawn. So I'm going to turn my snap on, and so it will snap every half-inch. So this will help get us started at least. Alright, so I'm going to draw a line, L, enter. I'm going to start here and drag it to the right. Now, as I drag it, it's moving from grid point to grid point. I'm going to move it over until I see that it says 3, because that is how many in the 2D CAD book. That's what it shows. It shows the grid pattern, and it's 3 inches over for this first line. And I'm going to drag it down 1, 2, 3 grid spaces for 1.5, and then over 1, 2, 3 again. Click there, and then I'm going to connect that like that. I'm going to press enter to end that command. Now I'm going to turn this snap mode off, because I think we can do the rest of it without the snap turned on. So I'm going to delete this. We don't need it. Alright, so this is, as you can tell from the grid pattern, this is a ½ inch from here to here. So I'm going to use the offset command. O, enter, 0.5, enter. Select that, and then I get to choose which side to place it on. I drag the cursor over here on this side and click, and then press enter to end the command. Now, if I was to offset this line, I'll show you that this will be the wrong way to do this. O, enter, ½ inch. If I offset that over here, that's not going to be exactly where it needs to be for what we're drawing. So I'm going to delete that. And we're going to draw another line that's straight down. L, enter. And this time I'm just going to aim it straight down. And this side is 3 inches. 3, enter. Enter. Alright, so now I'm going to save us a little bit of time by first I'm going to offset this line, O, enter, 0.5, enter. Offset it this direction, click out here and enter. Okay, now I can connect these two endpoints, L, enter. And it should snap to the endpoint there. That green square means endpoint. If that doesn't show up, here's where your object snap gets turned on. Here's the drop down. Endpoint needs to be checked, and you're going to need midpoint here in a moment. Make sure that is checked as well. I'm going to left click out here to get rid of that. All right. Click on the endpoint there and the endpoint there, and then press Enter to end the command. Let's see, there's also some lines here. L enter, I'll connect these two. Okay. Now this will save us some time. I want to mirror these lines down to the bottom. MI, enter. And I'm going to select all of these lines. I think I'm going to select this line as well. And then I press enter once I've selected them all. Now I choose the first point on my mirror line. I'm going to choose the midpoint of this. Click there, and I'm going to drag it straight over to the left. Or I can drag it straight over to the right. It's just a line over which I'm mirroring the object that I want to mirror. So I click over here. It's asking me, do I want to erase the source objects? I'm going to leave it on its default of no by pressing enter. And I'm going to mirror some of this over to the other side. MI, enter. And I'm going to select all of this. And I'm going to do that by coming down here to the bottom right area. And I'm going to click and let go of the mouse button. I'm not going to hold it down, just click. And then it starts this selection tool. If I go to the right, it's blue. To the left, it's green. And if it's green, that means everything it crosses over, it will select. So I'm going to click that. I'm also going to pick these two lines. Press enter. And now I'm going to choose the first point on my mirror line. And aim it straight up and click. And press enter. And we have the outside perimeter of our object. So we're going to draw the next lines. I'll enter in the midpoint. Make sure you see the green triangle. And let's see, while I've still got my line command active, I'm going to aim it straight down and type in 0.5 and press enter. That's this line here. I don't want to offset that because it's not exactly ½ inch, but this line is ½ inch. So I have that, and I can mirror that down to the bottom. MI, enter. Line, enter, and choose this as my mirror line. Okay, I'm going to draw another line here that is ½ inch. And over here. Alright, so now I can just connect all the endpoints of this. L enter. And I'm going to press enter to end the command. Alright, one more box in here. L enter. Again, it's from the midpoint of this line now. Straight over there, midpoint to midpoint. And press enter. Now this is ½ inch, so I can offset this line. O enter. 0.5 enter. And I'm going to offset that line and all 4 of these lines. Press enter. Alright. Now I can draw the diagonal lines in. L enter. And I'm doing this kind of quickly, but when I'm finished drawing a line, I press enter to end the command, but then I press enter again to restart the line command. By pressing enter, it just restarts whatever command you used last. Alright, so I've got some excess lines here that I'm going to trim away. TR, enter. And it's these 4 lines here that I'm concerned with. I select those and then press enter. Now I can click to trim away all this. Alright, press enter, and there's our object.